This is Millennium Talk Radio with Alex Ruiz,
Hey,
Max Strawn, Michael Erickson,
who's that?
me.
Yourself. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have a plethora of things to talk about today for episode 2 finally coming out. Congratulations, we all made it. Alex got a job. Alex got a job, and I started school, so we've been quite busy. Michael has been doing the same thing he has been for the last couple of months, which is
nothing
Michael's
other than
stuff.
summer school.
Michael's stuff. Oh, you are doing summer school.
Yeah,
okay, so you're not excluded. We've all been quite busy, but the world has been busy as well. So we're going to continue on with a couple of new things. All right, local stuff first. Fires on the mountain. Yay. 2 fires. Some people thought it was thunderstorms, even though there was not a cloud in the sky. Way to go, mountain people.
Yay, mountain people.
Everyone was like, I heard there was a fire. Is there a thunderstorm? Like, no.
That's 2 completely different things.
So, after standing outside listening to fire trucks and helicopters and a really cute fire truck driving by, I finally decided to ask my neighbor. Yeah, she was driving a fire truck.
Huh.
Long blonde hair and actually looked kind of cute. Just saying. Either way, hey, girls can make awesome firefighters too.
Yeah.
All right. Either way, back to the fire. I decided to go bug my neighbor, and he told me that there was a fire on Burnt Mill Road. Burnt Mill Canyon Road?
Which is right down the street from you?
Yeah, that's like 138, and then Burnt Mill, and then back into town from there.
No, that's Old Mill Road.
Old Mill Road? Oh, was it Old Mill?
Yeah.
Okay, Old Mill Road. That's where it was. It was on that road.
No, that's in the front of the mountain is Burnt Mill Road.
Okay, this was Old Mill then.
Okay.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
We can figure this out one day.
Let me get my facts straight. I mean, we've only lived up here for half our lives.
For some of us, all of us.
I'm the newest one.
Yeah.
Either way, there was a fire, and it started really quick, and then I think within an hour, there was another fire in Cedar Pines Park right after that. So half the crew had to split and go to that one. Luckily, they were small. They were easily contained. Only about 2, 3... No. And no, an old lady did not explode in all her O2 tanks either.
God.
Yeah, well,
that
I think that did happen. That was
ago.
up the street from where we are currently on our secret location in the basement of a 13-story multi-complex CIA building.
Exactly.
Black site.
Everyone get tinfoil hat out.
Yes. Oh, we'll be getting to that soon. Tinfoil hats will be coming soon. That's down the list. Either way, so most people are thinking thunderstorms, though there's no clouds. Other people suspect just natural causes and such.
Oh yeah, because you know, brush just spontaneously combusts into fire.
2 fires
they
within
just
1
rub
hour.
with each other.
Yeah, quite bad. Quite
doesn't
bad.
Really help.
No. Oh god, you imagine having to. That is the one thing about living up here that I can't. I never thought I'd have to deal with is washing my window almost every other day to get those tiny little sap bubbles. I actually found out what trees do it, and it's those sugary pines that are like right outside. Yeah, right outside my window.
Those sugary pines.
Sugary pines. Sounds like a nice cul-de-sac up here.
Yeah.
Leviosa. You know, we got Pine Lane, Oak Street, and then we should have like Sugary Pines cul-de-sac.
And then
gated community.
Oh, Rod.
Oh, Rod. Yes.
Stop it.
Nah.
Ha 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 ha. You gotta use the back of the throat when you do that. Be like that Family Guy skit. Sounds like Frankenstein trying to clear his throat.
Or at first it sounded like the Godfather just like clearing his throat.
Oh god.
That's where my mind went to. It was just like, huh, he's a gangster now.
On a day like this, on the day of my daughter's wedding, you asked me for a favor. You know what I gotta say about this favor? I don't remember the rest of it.
You suck.
You had us.
It's been so long since I've done that.
And
I
Come to
know.
me on the day of my daughter's
Destroyed
wedding
us.
and ask me to kill a man. Or something like that. I don't know. I haven't seen it since I was 10, and even then I didn't understand.
Where were you when I asked you for a favor?
We gotta look it up.
yeah.
I gotta have that under my
One
belt.
day.
Ladies and gentlemen, episode 3, we will be
Do
coming
not
back.
look it up.
Power of technology. Oh.
Don't.
No, I don't want you to mess
We're getting so far from the fires. Either way, so these amazing fires that 2 happened in the exact same, within an hour of each other in Crestline and Cedar Pines.
It's the same
Park.
guy. I guarantee it.
It is the same guy.
He was kind of like drove down the
It's-
street and like, yeah, that'll be fun. Let's do it.
Let me just pour some gasoline here.
What do I want to do?
I'm sure
today?
nothing will happen. Lightning won't strike, right? They're saying it's unknown causes, still under investigation. Everybody who has a brain knows that it was arson.
Adventure passes.
Oh, yes.
All
So,
our fellow off-roaders on the mountain.
we were out and about in the world and finding out some new information on adventure passes.
It's not
Apparently, okay,
Yes.
it's a couple of weeks old.
New to
here.
us.
A couple of weeks old. I'm still learning the
that's-
facts. Either way, I dropped off some pizza to a friend of mine who orders frequently from Pazos, and he was telling us about off-roading up in the Big Bear area. Now, he said he still had to go out and buy like a $5, $10 adventure pass, put it on his truck, and he could ride the trails all day, especially after that last big rain we had. But Alex, you were telling me that adventure passes aren't necessary at all unless you stop and get out of the vehicle.
I think so.
True.
I'm pretty sure you'll still get a ticket if some random forestry agent. I don't know.
You know what they drive?
agents,
They
but
drive Jeeps.
They drive Jeeps.
They're gonna
We
get
can
nowhere.
get away from it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We found this out. You can't get over things.
Yeah, well, you know, the way
Alex.
you drive, Alex, I think you're going to be caught quickly. I'm
Yeah,
just
there you go.
saying. I mean,
New truck.
get out of
There
first
you go.
gear.
New truck.
Get out of first gear.
I was in second.
You were babying
Okay, what
it.
about you?
The thing has been
I was
used and
babying it.
abused for 40 years. I think you can put it into second gear.
I'm totally missing something. What
It's still
happened?
alive.
went
There's
off-roading.
no way
Oh,
you
you
can kill
didn't
it.
bring.
And it was my first trip, you know.
Wait, where'd you guys go?
All right, so we were going to go see the fires, but they were quickly extinguished. We decided, well, screw it. We're going to go to Pilot Rock. So I follow in my Jeep. We have our CBs, and we
I've been
decided to
doing
go down
nothing.
Dark
Why didn't you
Canyon.
invite me?
I don't know. Get
He's
your
an
bug
asshole.
fixed.
Damn it.
Get your bug fixed and come out. I was in two-wheel drive the whole time. You would have been fine, except for that hill.
What
Either
hill?
way, me and Alex decided to go off-roading and out
know
into
the
the back of the woods. Using CBs, which was really, really fun, and I think everybody should have a CB because it's awesome.
Wait,
Make
you
sure it
actually
works.
got your antenna?
Yeah, you gotta tune it. That's the only thing. Ladies and
Sorry.
You
kicking the
fucked up.
microphone. Yeah, so we decided to go off-roading in Pilot Rock, and Alex literally drove like a granny. I swear, he was in first gear the entire time, in four-wheel drive, which was completely unnecessary. And you know what I did? The first open landing after I, like, honked and, you know, told him over the CB, you drive like a granny, he decided to stop. And I was like, screw this. Gunned it, booked it around him, totally drifted. Cannot say or cannot confirm nor deny these said events coming up. Passed him up, got more control
and then
right before the
crashed
bridge. No,
into a tree.
No. I got very lucky.
Destroyed a bush.
We were going about 50 by the time we stopped
Makes
on a
sense.
dirt road.
That's about the speed that I went off-roading last time with my friends. In a Mitsubishi.
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 Shut up.
Mitsubishi. Either way,
It was pretty badass, I'm not gonna lie.
It
Tires
was.
were spinning, your Jeep was at a cool angle, and I thought, damn, why did it have to be a Jeep?
It's not a truck, man.
You know, actually, especially over the last weekend when there was a lot of rain, they had forest rangers out. You can get speeding tickets. You can
What?
get speeding tickets going on those dirt roads.
No.
Yeah.
It's a safety hazard, and you're not
It
supposed
is.
to go over, what, like 15, 20?
Oh, come
something?
on.
Maybe.
Seriously, you're supposed to
30.
crawl on those dirt roads. Even if it's flat, perfectly open and paved. I mean, doesn't matter. You're supposed to literally crawl.
Yeah,
if you
but
go
have you
fast
ever
and they
ran
catch you,
into-
they will give you
I've never
a
seen
fat
one.
ticket.
Never.
Yeah, neither have I.
Remember, we went with Colleen to Deep Creek.
Mhm.
Remember?
Yeah, and her tiny little, what was it?
It was a Volvo.
It was.
It
tiny
was-
little
oh, yeah.
Volvo hatchback from the 70s with one-wheel drive.
Two-wheel drive.
Two-wheel drive, sure.
Why'd you say one-wheel drive?
I don't know. Because
Well, I mean, it's
old
pretty much
axles.
Okay,
it pretty much
I know
is
what you're
one-wheel
saying.
drive.
Yeah.
Because if it doesn't have if it's not pause traction,
I know.
Yeah,
or
either
if
way.
it has a locker.
Either way, so we're taking this thing out and we're hitting every single bump in the road and like scraping the frame.
We came back,
Mm-hmm.
and there was this little baby piece of paper that said you owe $5 to the U.S. Forestry Department. That's the
For
fee
what?
Oh,
for not having it. You only have to pay
no.
for it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I know.
Oh no.
$5 whole
But
dollars.
it goes back into like the Forestry Service that
It's actually a lot better to get a $5 ticket than like a $150.
you don't get a $150
No,
ticket.
listen to me. It feels like a cop handing out a ticket, not a forest ranger. But cop would hand out a ticket. Those pigs would write like fat tickets, be like, "You owe the government $150." Whereas the forest rangers are like, just pay for the day pass. That's $5. That's your fine. Do that for us.
Bam.
Did she actually pay for it, by the way? Did she ever pay for it? Do we remember?
Probably.
Who knows?
I think
Probably.
you have to.
You have to, or you start doing that whole going to court thing and losing your license and
Something like
and then
that.
getting your car repossessed and losing your job and becoming
Speaking
homeless.
of which, I am a new driver, pretty much. You know, I've only been driving for
Ever.
You're a big
2
boy.
months,
You've been driving
right?
your truck.
Well, you
your
keep
dad's
getting progressively closer.
Because if I
You
talk
just
over here-
like
Anyway.
It's the math of gravity.
Anyway.
yeah, you're sucking me in.
I have already in the last 3 days driven without my license twice on accident.
You forgot to put it in your wallet.
Well, I forgot my wallet both times.
You have to have the stupid chain like I do. All right, be given. It literally is a stupid chain.
What happened
you
to your
attach
chain,
it to your
Alex?
pants.
I have the chain. I
And
don't
then-
wear it when I wear shorts, though.
See, that's your problem. That's your problem. Alex,
Stop
you need to
showing
get...
off those-
All right, hashtag
Yeah.
adult life, okay? Get with the program. Buy a wallet with a chain, wear it everywhere. You will never lose it, it will never get stolen, and you will not accidentally put it in the washing machine because that thing will be loud, long, clanky, all right? And if you get one of those little paper cute wallets, expect it to be gone. Okay, when you start doing your own laundry, nobody's going to check your pockets for you. Just saying.
But my mom never did my laundry.
Yeah, see?
How long should
Look at
a
Michael.
good
It's
wallet
thick.
last?
How long should it... Well, as long as your dog doesn't chew on it like mine. I lost $1 whole $1, man.
Are you
$1 whole
serious?
$1. I actually took the other half and went
Your
to the
dog
bank.
can go to jail for that. That's destruction of like government property.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh no. Does that count though? I mean, they're animals, so they don't actually know what they're doing.
This is America. Everything counts.
Plead insanity.
No.
5150, my dog.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because
I know.
the one
I
track,
know.
and it's just like
It's okay.
Explain.
It's okay.
Explain.
oh,
No,
What are you
we're
looking
recording
at?
stereo, and it's only on mono.
That's good.
Because
It's okay.
It's alright. They don't
It-
need
it
to know
will
left
work.
or right. Guys, you have 2 ears and we're only having one mouth, so
There
it's not
you
like we have
go.
to have stereo.
There's 3 mouths here, Max.
Yeah.
No, you only plural. I'm sorry, singular,
of us
personal.
have
I mean,
mouth.
you might have 3 mouths. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Alex probably does.
You have no idea. Next on the list.
I was going to talk about my little adventures in the lake, but I don't know if I
let's-
should.
Oh,
that's
why- oh.
probably a bad idea.
It's probably a bad idea.
Why?
Yeah.
The government's gonna find you and then fine
No,
you
it's private
$5
property
whole
now.
dollars.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
What are you gonna do?
Actually,
That's
you
too
know
much
what I
money.
did? You know what I did? I went there. I went to the lake in the middle of the night, and I didn't pay the $5 parking fee.
It's 6. I worked there.
God damn you.
I just got back from there.
Political correctness. Yeah,
Come on,
that
get your
place.
facts straight,
If you happen to find one white floating board out in the middle of the other side of the lake, that might have been me. I kind of swam out with it and then forgot it was there.
What kind of board?
I don't know,
Like a boogie board?
something.
Was it a board you're supposed to ride? Is it like a 2x4? What kind of board are we talking about?
I was riding it. I don't know. It was like a super long surfboard.
Okay, so it definitely
Are
wasn't
you
a 2x4.
serious?
No, I didn't. I'm just kidding.
No, it was like because that could
Cannot
be like.
confirm or deny the existence of said board or actions. These are not personal stories. A friend of mine did this.
Yeah, a friend of a friend.
A friend of a friend climbed over the fence.
His name was
with a girl.
Sax.
Sax. His middle name's Brian. He gets so embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
But either way, you know, I got that cool little flyer in the mail, and it was like the whole come to our first opening of the summer for the bouncy thing. Alex, you got a
I
job at
lost
the
it.
lake. I lost mine. I actually threw it away because I was like, oh,
You didn't
I'll
need
just,
them.
You know, you didn't actually need them.
You just
I
showed
thought
up.
you need them, and I didn't show up.
If you didn't have one, we just gave it to you, and then you walked in.
And then we just
Oh,
gave it back and be
okay.
like, yeah. Either way, that place probably would have been packed.
It was
So
swamped.
going there at night was a glorious thing. I wish you guys were open at night if you did do such things. And said friend did go.
More
do such things.
drownings would happen though.
Did you feel his experiences too? I mean, how are you getting this so
Yeah.
personal?
You know,
There you go.
he explained it.
You
in
drew-
great, he explained it in great detail and provided
he-
pictures and video evidence.
The
Did he put his
imagery-
hands on you and you felt his memory?
imagery in his words.
He kind of like you know how like in the Avatar when you put one hair with the other hair and you kind of like share all experiences.
That's exactly what I was
It was
thinking.
exactly-
You do
like
it with
that.
ponytails.
You do it with ponytails. It's been forever since I've seen that video. But
Cody, I'm sorry.
Too horrible.
No, I know, but Cody's probably sitting there like,
Yeah,
Why are they laughing at a
he's just
joke?
scribbling on a paper hastily.
yeah, he's probably doing. He's gonna be doing something else while he's like listening to this to make sure it's all good, you know.
Mhm.
And certain parts are gonna come up, and he's gonna sit there and he's gonna kind of look at his computer and say, "Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why am I part of
Cody,
all this?"
Why? I'm regretting my decision of joining
Cody,
this.
thank you so much for hanging with us. And thank you to loyal citizens who are watching us and fellow viewers.
The-
I know it's
I
taken us a
think
while
5.
for episode 2.
We've
Friends
lost
and family.
quite a few.
We've lost quite a few. Well, we've gotten a lot of
the
likes.
majority.
Okay, well, you know,
Really?
it doesn't help when we don't have content.
Yeah, that doesn't help.
Episode 2
This
It's gonna
spread
be
it.
golden.
Yes,
this is
it
what
is.
take
This
8.
is, ladies and gentlemen, this is your golden opportunity. If you do, and I'm going to put my plug in here, if you do want to have Cody Williams, our amazing editor and producer guy who does all amazing technical and miracle of work for our audio
And video.
and video.
Actually, he does our video.
He is a private camera guy. He's totally hireable. You can
I
get a hold of him
tried, I
at
failed.
our page. We'll have a link in the description below for you. And he is amazing for any commercials, YouTube videos, demonstrations, manual. Anything you want, video or audio wise, this man is the man to do it. So, ladies
He
and
can
gentlemen,
make-
Let's give Cody a golf clap.
Yeah.
wait, you gotta use 2 fingers. You gotta be like Dumbledore. There we go. That's passion there.
You're welcome, Cody.
Exactly.
Cody, we love you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Either way, so back
Cody's
to the lake
calling
story. It was actually really flippin' awesome. All right, and actually, when I got out of the water, it was colder.
Yeah.
I get in the lake. The lake is actually warmer, and I don't know if it's from the thousands of
He doesn't
children
get it.
peeing in the
Yeah,
lake.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know if
It's just all the peeing.
I wish I could
Is that why
put
the bottom's squishy?
the basic
Probably.
information in your head that would explain to you why the water felt warmer than the outside air did. But I mean, I
The
know
water's been sitting
you
there
drive a
warming
Jeep
up.
and you can only handle so much, you know.
Gears, cogs, electricity. I get weather, mud, air, water. Just foreign
The
things.
land.
It's easy. It's like common knowledge. It's like
It's so.
Explain to me, Lucy. Explain to me.
I can't. It's like talking
Okay,
about
yes.
peanut.
then- so
Look,
if-
look, the water gets warm from the heat all day, and then what?
He's in a shell.
Help me!
Hey, okay, you're talking to a guy who got a solid C in science, alright? Solid
Hey, that is
C.
passing.
And I was in the
That
back
is
of the
good
class
enough.
sitting on
D
a
is a
bucket.
passing.
Okay, we didn't have chairs in my school because that's LUSD. We never had chairs. You had to bring a box or a chair. And
You had to bring your own chair.
Yeah,
lawn
I brought my mom's lawn chair to that school.
You know, you get one of those
Why do you
really
get
nice
so
lawn
close to
chairs
it?
where you can like lean back.
And
put
you
your
were
feet
the
up.
cool kid, weren't you?
Yep,
Yeah.
I was the kid
peeking.
who always forgot to bring his chair and decided to bring his bucket.
God damn it.
Strike 2, 3,
Wow,
3, and I
yeah.
stabbed you. 3 and I
God,
stabbed you.
we're gonna have
That
to
is
switch
Alex's
seats soon.
foot.
My ear just popped.
That is Alex.
Yeah, no, you peeked it like 3 times. Just keep moving closer. You're just like.
So what did you tell us, Alex, in the beginning of this? To not thump the floor.
exactly what I said.
Yeah.
Strike,
showing you
strike
not-
2.
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do, right, Alex?
Exactly.
Yep. Oh, another do as I say, not as I do thing. You know that thing where you go to the workplace and you're not supposed to talk about wages with your fellow employees?
Both.
It's kind of an unspoken rule or law or
Yeah.
taboo. You're not supposed to tell anybody how much you make, and they're not
Apparently,
supposed
it's
to
a
tell
common
you.
courtesy from what. other
Okay,
people told me.
it's some people say it's a common courtesy because it doesn't create. Talking about your wages disrupts the
Or, like,
workplace environment.
Jealousy because this dude's
Somebody
doing the
gets paid
same
more
job as
but
I
getting
am
more,
doing.
but you have to
He gets
understand.
paid the same job.
Listen, hashtag adult life here, okay?
This
You
is
gotta
serious.
understand experience and time, and then you gotta be able to grease the wheels with your boss here, okay? You want to get a decent paycheck.
Don't throw the
takes
sap in.
time, all right? You might be doing the same job, but you gotta earn it. But the problem is, employers abuse this unspoken taboo-ness of not talking about wages against employees because honestly and legally speaking, they're not supposed to dissuade you from talking at all. Actually, they can be fined for it. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there was an act passed in 1932. I think it's the NCLA Act or something like that. National Labor something or other. Commission
Something
Association.
that has to do with labor
Acronyms.
laws.
Yes. Either way, 1935. It is the right. It was an enforced and upgraded right to unionize, small or big, small being even a small group of friends, to talk about wages. Now, this is very important for a very democratic and healthy economy, right? People don't talk about their wages. People don't share how much they make with fellow employees, and they don't know what they're going to be expecting to get. They don't know what the standard is to get. They don't know how to get there, right? And then they don't know if they're being skimped by the employers, which is the number one thing that does happen. Now, some employers have been known to cut hours, cut wages,
I am part of that right now.
or fire employees who talk
You might
about
get
talking
fired.
about their wages. Here's the thing. If you do see lack of hours, lack of wages, or you are outright fired or temporarily laid off, or suspended for talking about your wages or punished in any way, you are allowed to file a suit and a claim with the NCLA.
Like a nice tux, or what are we? How about
Like
that?
a civil suit.
No, I'm just kidding. It was a.
Jesus. Puns. Pun clap, Alex. Wonderful.
Good job. We're
Back
proud
to the
be.
facts. Back to the facts. Either way, you were allowed to file a suit and a claim with the NCLA.
This is for all you like new like
Yes, if you're-
workforce teenagers.
and women especially are subjugated to this. 60% of women who ask for a raise are actually denied, even though they may be doing the same job in the same field as men. Because they are women, they are shot down more times than men. I don't know if it's right to say that you need to step up. I mean, I can understand it's being taboo, and women take less risk when it comes to the workplace, especially when their boss is a guy and not a girl, because they feel like they're going to be shamed for it, for being too hardcore or too pressing, and you know what I mean? That's not the femtale thing to do, which is wrong. What you actually should be is stern, stand up for yourself, and actually go and talk to your employers about, look, if other people are being paid more than me, and it's because of my gender, I need to know this thing. Or even if they don't admit it, you need to point out that you feel like this is going to happen, or you feel like you're being subjugated.
Yep.
Right? Because you have a right. Everyone has a right to speak up. That's why we have a First Amendment. That's why we have more amendments for unionizing.
Yeah.
Michael? you sound like you were going to say something. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, or like, you're doing a better job than the jackass just sitting there, and then the jackass who's just sitting there gets a promotion and you don't.
Oh, I'm sure plenty of women have actually felt the sting of this.
yeah.
I am sure. That also falls under the NCLA's jurisdiction, right? That also falls on, so you can also file a suit or claim with them. And now, let's say for example you are let go, your hours are cut, or for any reason you start losing pay because the fact got out and your boss found out that you were talking about wages. Okay, like my boss, unnamed, unsaid, said that if anyone talked about wages, especially a higher ranking officer in like the workplace environment who made, let's say, $13, $14 an hour, talked about how much they made to someone like me who only makes $9. That's a minimum wage now, ladies and gentlemen, $9 an hour here in sunny California as of July. We, as the lower employee, because the higher employee told us their wages, we get their wages for a month. We get paid $13 an hour for a whole month, and they get paid $9 an hour for a whole month.
Wait, what?
That is completely illegal. That's what he explained to us. He took like 10 minutes one day when we were making, I'm not going to say where I work or what I do, but making, doing stuff, and was talking to the employees, kind of working and talking at the same time, and saying that if anyone, and this is the code because we had a new employee, he said this is the code. Anybody, well, crane flies don't bite. They're fine.
You know, but it was like going at his shirt though. It was pretty interesting.
Off topic.
Yeah.
Either way,
There you go.
he said that if anybody, upper ranking member or veteran employee, talked about their wages, that the lower employee who was in the same conversation would actually get his wages for a month as punishment. And they would have to be paid $9 an hour. That right there is a clear example. All right.
Your boss did this?
My boss did this. He
So
said
what did you do
this.
about it?
He hadn't done it. I haven't heard if he's done it. But he said this is what he would do. That in itself is illegal. He's not allowed to do anything. He has no power to do that. But because of this unspoken taboo rule that people in the workplace are not allowed to talk about their wages, nobody does anything. Everyone is too timid or scared. And then that gives them, the employers, room to up some people they like's wages, and other people just let loose and stay or cut hours because they don't like, and that is completely illegal. That is not supposed to happen. Unfortunately, the NCLA, all they can do is write a minimum fine, have the employer pay the employee the missing time or hours, which in this case averages about 5 months to go through and finish, pay back pay, but that's it, with some slight interest, but that's it. So you may be fired from a job because you talked about wages, and you will have no work for 5 months at that job. You may get your wages that you would have earned afterwards, but
He'll be back.
the amount of time it takes is ridiculous. 5 to 6 months. Most people can't live more than 2-3 weeks without having a job. I mean, average life needing to pay for bills, car, food. So right now, because employers can take advantage of this, and I know, even though there is no real big fine, there's actually a small slap on the wrist kind of government warning from the NCLA because it's such an old act with very little money behind it. There's a need for a new act to help employees, to assist employees, to give them the right and the legal benefit of having the government back them up when employers are doing illegal, unmoral things, right? So there's a new act, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go out and take a look at. It is called the Paychecks. Oh, man. Hey, will you look this up for me, Michael, actually? We'll come back to this. It's the Paychecks Act, but I can't remember the name of it. I just read about it. It's like the Paychecks Equality Act or something. That's supposed to be going through Congress in the next couple of weeks. Well, that is after they get done with their 6-week vacation here in August. Yeah, what BS. We're paying them almost $150,000 each, and even more for, like, you know, majority and minor whips and senators, and they're taking a 6-week vacation, and they're blaming Obama for going to Colorado. I mean, come on, he bought everyone barbecue. Hell, I would have liked to be in that line. You kidding me? Free barbecue? That is it. The Paycheck Fairness Act. Read up on that, Michael, while I continue. So, actually, I don't have much more of a point after this, ladies and gentlemen. Just go take a look. Call your senators. Bug people.
Call
okay?
your senators.
Yeah. The president has no power for creating laws. Well, it is Congress and senators. He can only veto stuff he doesn't like. But Congress and senators can overcome that. Yeah. Either way, you were saying, Michael.
Well, like the majority of like the president or like smaller government officials, like the people that get, I don't know, the people who fund like their campaigns. Wouldn't they have a huge pull in their decisions?
Yes.
They're the people who actually control the government, so corporations.
You know what? There's actually a Yale study I'd like to share that I heard that we no longer live in a republic or a democracy of any kind. We live in an oligarchy where the richest 1% of the country actually lobbies so hard, and so many laws and so much time is spent lobbying, and actually senators lobbying back with companies, working with companies and 1%ers and big businesses more than people's rights and people's needs, that we no longer live in a republic. We live in an oligarchy. We are basically under a new modern age serfdom to the 1%.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, I'm sure we've all been feeling this, but here's an official study where they went by and surveyed for, like, the last 4 years. Every case, the amount of time senators have spent with certain clientele, the amount of time and money that senators have gotten from big companies. And put those into their nice formula, and Yale came out with a figure that we are no longer in a republic. We are in an oligarchy.
This is on the...
Yeah, the government's just a figurehead. Well, part of the government.
This is a while ago.
They cater to a different customer, and it is definitely not us. Although we vote, people or corporations
tiny say.
Yep, corporations are people, but apparently women aren't. That's Hobby Lobby, and that's a completely different story I don't even want to get into right now.
Yep. And then, like, sexism in the workplace is never going to go away, because sexism will always be around. And racism, it's never going to die out, because there's always going to be that one dude who's just like, yeah, this is how it should be. I think I'm better than you because I have a...
You know what? And it's sad that it's true. That utopia idea that everything will be perfect and people will not be racist or prejudiced against each other's gender, race, creed, religion... Yep. That will never actually happen. That is a utopian, unreachable idea. But what we can do...
The only thing that got close enough to even being near that would be communism, and then we hate communism, apparently.
Well, Americans... Communism... Here's the thing about communism. Communism on paper seems like a great idea. Everybody works the same amount of hours, everybody gets the same amount of food, everybody gets the same amount of housing, clothes, tickets, bread, rations, food, water, and then the government comes in and provides things that you might need for your farm, like tractors and corn and materials and lumber and buildings and factories and materials, and they're supposed to cover all that. You're just supposed to work, eat, sleep, work. But the problem is they never factored in human greed. That is what brought down communism. Communism was wildly corrupt. When people got into power, they stopped working. If anybody's read Animal Farm, they understand.
What is that?
That's my refrigerator's ice maker. We are recording in my house.
Yep, our amazing studio.
Yeah, with great sound.
Kitchen.
Great sound, actually. It's good for a concert.
No,
yeah, Alex is like, it's been good. It's good. Drums sound awesome in here. Just not in the kitchen. Living room, yes. Yes, he's shaking yes. That's confirmed.
Yeah.
So what was I on? Communism. Socialism?
I was going to say, I wanted to go back a little bit. I mean, you can come back to this, but do you remember when we were talking about, I mean, I'm not so into airsofting anymore, but you remember how they were going to ban airsoft guns.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. It was like SB something or other, and they were going to ban... No, they weren't going to ban it. They were actually going to make all airsoft guns mandatory bright orange.
So, like my gun.
Yeah, exactly. Like your dad painted your gun bright yellow. It would have to be plastic.
But you could paint
orange.
any gun yellow.
Exactly.
What is that going to stop? If some crazy guy, if that rule comes up, he could cover it in yellow.
Yep.
Or just put an orange flash highlighter on the end of his gun.
Even though in airsoft we have orange tips on the ends of our guns, even in airsoft and playing and whatnot, police still stop to make sure it's an airsoft gun.
Oh, yeah.
Right? If it's gigantic orange gun and it's completely painted orange, cops will just not even take a look at it. They'll look at it as a toy, which it really is, but they'll look at it as a toy. Not that somebody could have spray painted their own M4 and they're about to walk into a school.
Or a bank. Or a movie theater.
Or a movie, yes. Yeah. So, I do think that's kind of ridiculous. I can understand where they're coming from, but it's not an effective plan. Plus, it kind of kicks out my favorite sport. You know, I never really got into baseball or football, but airsoft is that one extreme sport that comes together better as a team than I've ever seen before. It's something that you can enjoy, that's
and people are, like, forced to work as a team, or you could even, like, branch off of just, like, you and your friend just go around.
You can go Call of Duty style and totally go gung-ho Rambo.
Yeah.
Or you can work more like Battlefield 3 style, or 4, and totally do teamwork and tactics and squad up and
or
PTFO.
Battlefield.
PTFO. Play the op.
Oh, okay.
Play the op.
Just Acronyms don't work with me.
Nah, it's okay. I'm a Battlefield 3 gamer. All you Call of Duty guys.
I don't play video games anymore.
I would.
That's because you don't have a... It's okay. I hardly play video games now that I've started school, so you're not alone. You're not alone. Live it up while you can, you lucky teenagers and kids in high school, whippersnappers. Live it up while you can. You're not going to have as much free time as you wish.
No, God no.
Alright, so going on to world news, now that we've covered the wages pretty well, unless you have anything else to add to it.
$9 an hour sucks.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Minimum wage. How do you feel about 10?
10 in the next year? That's actually not going to be too bad. I was working $10 an hour, hanging myself off 60-foot towers, putting in 200-pound antennas.
Sorry, that's still 100-pound.
I mean, we were in a basket, and there was no hazard pay. $10 an hour, and I was up in the basket all the time. And I had never driven those things before. And you know how long it took me to get my actual license for the company to send me to school to operate it? One of those big man basket things?
Man basket.
It was the month before we got laid off that they actually got us to the Hertz rental place to get the cards to learn how to operate.
Really?
So it was all hands-on up until that point.
So it was just like learn on the job kind of
Wait,
thing.
can you go to Hertz and get like heavy equipment?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
For
As long
anything,
as
like
you
a
have
backhoe?
pockets.
Well, your company has to pay for the class. It's not a very expensive thing as far as I heard, but if you wanted to learn how to drive a backhoe, work trucks, pull trailers, any kind of equipment they rent, they have classes to teach you how to do.
Or make. Well, does Hertz make stuff or they only rent?
They only rent stuff. They don't make any of their equipment. Most of their equipment's made by...
I don't know, Caterpillar, any of the big names.
Yeah.
In
Ford.
heavy
They have
industry.
a lot of our work trucks were rented out from them. They were all Fords. Either way, that's licenses and stuff. That's work. And $10 an hour really did not cut it. Even though we had amazing hours. I mean, we had 2 hours paid drive to and from work, and the commute was hell because we had to go to the middle of LA. It was still $10 an hour no matter what. And then luckily California wages are a bit different. After 8 hours and with no break, you started you start time and a half for the next 2 hours. And then after those 2 hours, I think at that point you're at 12. Anything after 12 hours is double pay.
Yeah,
double
and
time.
When does it go into
which is good. And I don't
when
think
does it go into quadruple?
it doesn't.
It doesn't?
It goes into double pay and it stays there.
I thought it went over that.
It goes into double pay and it stays there. I don't even think there's a minimum hour thing either for someone to come and replace you. But
I'm
California
pretty sure you'll have to have a break at some point.
I'm
pretty sure there's a law somewhere where
you're supposed to have legally speaking, and I've looked this up, code-wise, legally speaking, in California, if you work an 8-hour shift, you're supposed to get a 15-minute, not a 10-minute, a 15-minute break every 2 hours, right? And then if you work over 4 hours, let's say you work more than 4 hours in a shift, like you work 6, right? You're supposed to be able to get a half-hour lunch in there somewhere. You have to have your half-hour lunch
before your 5th hour. I know that.
Yeah,
That's
before your 5th hour.
I had to sign a paper for that.
Most people don't know this.
Yeah.
Bigger companies have already been hurt and had lawsuits and had to conform and learn the hard way. Smaller companies, smaller businesses, business owners don't usually know this. Usually they push their employees past those limits. It's totally choice because they don't have to pay you for those breaks. But legally speaking, you're supposed to get 15-minute break after every 2 hours and a half-hour lunch before the 5th hour. And then every 4 hours after that. Yeah. So I did a 23-hour shift at $10 an hour. And then though it doesn't seem like a lot, 23 hours at double pay with no lunch break, that was a lot of moolah. I made like $500 in one night. And it was because of a stupid technical error that these techie guys couldn't figure out. We were trying to install these new antennas. We had to have the site up before the next morning. It turned into the next morning, and then the next afternoon, the site was still down. And it wasn't an equipment failure. It was a technical code failure, but these guys couldn't pull their heads out of their... I don't know. Completely different. That is a workplace drama for another day. But if you work in the cell tower industry, you know exactly what I'm talking about when they have to redo their scripts. So, moving on to world news. Alex... or Michael, either of you guys that know anything that is happening in Gaza?
I don't.
You're bombing. Lots of bombing.
Since 2005, this is the first big conflict that we've seen between the Gaza Hamas and the Israelis, who are so mad. Yeah, for those of you who don't know about the world news right now, Vice News is an exuberantly amazing, excellent source. I had to use these.
Yeah.
Amazing source.
So many big words. Too much for my mind. I'm amazed you can do it because you drive a Jeep.
Don't jump on the bandwagon. You don't even own a car. Okay, you own a car?
I do. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's not working
your
right now.
VW Bug?
Is it titled in your name?
Yes,
you can't even drive it.
It's titled in your name.
I could drive it, not legally.
It's not titled in your name. You're not 18. You can't.
Oh.
Nice.
Well, it's half.
Hey, buddy. I spent a lot of time.
Hashtag adult life.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Oh, no, that must be under my dad's name.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy.
It's a really cool feeling.
It's nice to sit in and turn the engine on, but you can't put it in park. You can't put it in drive.
I don't have it. There is no park to drive. It's a stick shift. No,
you can't put it into gear.
You wouldn't know that because you drive a Jeep.
Oh, you know what? I just got my truck and I totally whooped Alex's Toyota on those roads.
Well, that's because he was driving like a grandma.
That's an amazing daily driver, and since I put in that new coil, I have had no issue.
And that timing.
And the timing chain, and have the transmission rebuilt, and put in the new crank position sensors, and put in the new valve covers, and the new oil, and the new oil pan gaskets, and the new radiator. I can go on.
You still can't go above 35 coming up the hill.
No, not really. Even with all that, I still can't go past 40 coming up the hill. Unless I really pushed it, and then it just doesn't like it. I end up having like a Batmobile smoke screen of burnt oil coming from behind me. But that's every Jeep.
I think I have a head gasket leak.
You have a head gasket?
Maybe just a little one.
Oh, wait, when you get so close to my face when you do it, you're like, just a little one?
Because if I let the truck sit for a little bit, like maybe overnight sometimes, start her up in the morning, she's got, coughs out a little bit of blue smoke.
Well, that's every old car.
Okay.
Milkers. Either way, back to the Gaza incident. This has been the first time Israel has done any kind of major operation. For those of you who are here and our listeners who don't know much about world news, please go to Vice. I'm going to plug that in again. Vice.com. It is an amazing, unbiased resource for showing you anything that is really happening on the ground.
Because they're not controlled by corporations.
And they're not boring. Oh my God, they go to interesting places. They meet people, talk to people there on the ground who have just... I don't know.
Not like every other news station where they're just like, okay, so we're going to do this
literally reading from a teleprompter, completely censored and scripted.
Fun fact with teleprompters, they actually control the speed of it going. Oh, yeah, I don't care.
I care.
I care. Let me tell you this. This is gear stuff.
So,
I'm totally gearhead.
When you're actually reading the teleprompter, someone's controlling the rate of it actually scrolling. Mm-hmm. So it won't like scroll away from you.
So you got that one guy in the office who always wants to mess with the new guy and just slowly starts moving the hand a little bit faster, a little bit faster, a little bit faster. Holy crap, the words are going faster, and the guy's actually talking faster, and he's trying to keep up to it. And all of a sudden comes a sentence about him wearing a pink dress in the middle of a last year's Christmas party.
Exactly. And then just big picture right behind his head.
Anchorman.
The legend of Ron Burgundy.
Love that movie. Did you guys see the second one?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god, you guys have to watch the second one.
Do you have
the second one?
Do you have it?
I don't think. Maybe, actually. I don't know, I can't remember.
I do, and we'll put it on the PS3 tonight. And we'll tell the ladies and gentlemen about it.
Yes.
This is my first time seeing it. I have not seen it yet. Millennium Talk Radio. I'll
It's
be watching it.
hilarious. New things!
But we're moving away from world news.
Oh,
This is a major thing. Oh, well, we didn't get done with the guys. The whole thing started.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, either way.
We keep getting sidetracked on little
It's
things.
funny how these things start with only like the smallest things, okay? 3 kids get kidnapped and they're found dead in Palestine. Apparently kidnapped by terrorists there in the Hamas. And then Israel is all like, we're gonna bomb you to the Stone Age again. Alex, get away from
Stop
the
peeking it!
We're gonna bomb you to the Stone Age. And then Hamas is like, well, we're the victims and we're gonna start shooting rockets at Israel again because you're bombing us. Israel. I like saying Israel. Sounds like how you're supposed to say it. Israel. Who we are giving $4 billion a year in aid. Do you know what $4 billion buys in the United States?
What about the 42 trillion that I forgot what agency in the United... Something with military about buying a new plane, but it was like 42 trillion fucking dollars.
Oh, the F-35 fighter jet. The one jet that seems to give everyone no oxygen who flies it.
Yeah.
That is their biggest problem, I heard. Something like that, but they're totally covering that up. Yeah, that is a $35 billion waste of money. Not million, $1 billion per plane.
Was it trillion or
and they wanted to spend some trillion amount of money on fixing every single one of those planes of that whole fleet of useless freaking jets. One of those planes, just one plane, can pay for 759 firemen's salaries.
Yeah.
They could help with 500 rooms. Healthcare. 500 rooms for in-hospital patients. They could help rebuild almost 5,000 schools. I mean, we're talking, this is a lot of money that can be helping.
And create new schools, too.
And create new schools. Exactly.
RIM. Sorry,
Yes, RIM the World High School.
Even though Lake Gregory is the nicest school in the district.
It's completely closed. They don't even use it for anything now. Mountain no longer. They use it for Mountain and
there's one more year of Mountain being there, and then they're gonna move to RIM. Okay. Well, RIM's been there since like the 50s.
40s.
Sure,
in the 40s, yeah. And actually, there was a schoolhouse there in the 30s when it first started. It was a wooden lodge-looking thing. And the only reason they were able to build the school there is because the land was dirt cheap. Want to know why the land was dirt cheap there?
Because it's on the fucking edge of a cliff.
Not just the fact that it was on the edge of the cliff. It's because, 1, there was no gold. 2, there was wood, but the lumberjacks didn't even want to live there because it's freezing and cold.
And it's always foggy. And it always randomly rains in the middle of...
And the wind. It
is literally the worst piece of property on the entire mountain.
The wind.
And the constant wind. But they do have... But the view is nice.
Great. You know, that helps our education.
Yeah, one thing.
That does.
You just like, well, the teachers aren't teaching me anything. Oh, look at
You have to realize... Do you remember...
all of this, and they decided to build
You went to how many years of RIM, right?
I was lucky. I only went to a year and a half.
A year and a half. Okay. Can you be with me on this? In the wintertime, it was freezing balls. In every classroom.
I swear they probably heated those things off of like some old 20s steam engine from underneath the basement.
There's still boilers in the school that they use.
Okay, and
they still use the boilers.
Yes. In the summertime.
Hottest.
It's living in a sauna.
The depths of hell while overgone.
Humid. So backing up. What was your thought?
It's just freaking colder, 1,000 degrees.
Okay. That is RIM. Now that we're completely done with local news, let's talk about something that is happening in the world. Raise your hand if you think we're going to start World War III with Russia. Yay!
No, it's going to be Seth Rogen.
It's going to be Seth Rogen, ladies and gentlemen. Seth Rogen, the comedian man.
Magical segue.
Who brought us many, many, many great films like Zack and Miri Made a Porno and other James Franco and Seth Rogen films like Pineapple Express and
I love that movie.
This Is How It Ends, or no, wait, This Is the End, which
that
was
not very good.
That was a remake of another movie.
I actually liked it. I actually liked This Is the End. You know why? Because it was every actor breaking the mold and playing themselves as characters. Be given the plot was completely ridiculous. It was the whole redemption Armageddon thing, but it was still kind of cool to see Channing Tatum totally tied up by what's his name, and yeah, becoming a cannibal. That was interesting.
Yeah, and then it was actually a remake of another movie.
What movie?
The same movie. It had the same
is the
title.
end.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Was it
dude.
all with actors? Was it all with actors and people?
No.
I have no idea.
So it was a loose interpretation of the old movie.
Yeah.
Okay. But
You know
either
what I
way,
didn't like?
Seth Rogen's
Yeah.
newest movie, The Interview, which is also going to be with James Franco and Seth Rogen together, is apparently pissing off Kim Jong-un of North Korea.
can't
Oh, I'm
ruin it
sorry.
for
They don't like North Korea. They don't like being called North Korea. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea.
North Korea.
DPRK.
North Korea.
North
Is
Korea.
Korea
Yeah, it's
in the north?
Korea.
Yes.
Yes, they're in the north. They just don't like they don't like knowing that their country is split into two parts. They like to ignore the southern half, the bad side of the tracks apparently, because they're just one Korea, all to them. But apparently it has pissed off Kim Jong-un, and he is petitioning for the United Nations to stop the movie from being released on the grounds that it is a terrorist act. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, comedy is terrorism.
Exactly.
Yes. So he is so pissed off that he is declaring that if this movie does get released, that he will start World War III and bring hellfire to the United States. Scale of 1 to 10 of North Korea taking over like that one movie, The Wolverines? Oh no, wait. What was it called? There was a recent movie I just saw on Netflix. It was totally about North Korea invading Seattle. What was it called?
That's Red Dawn.
Red Dawn,
Oh,
that's
okay.
it. The new one. It was actually
A
not bad,
remake.
even though they all drove American cars with North Korean stickers on it.
Well, this... I have no idea.
It's okay, I can understand budget.
Wait, maybe.
But would it be like
maybe
that?
they hijacked... I don't know.
Would it be like that? Do you think North Korea would have any possibility of starting a war like that scale and actually winning at all? Well, they didn't actually win in the movie Red Dawn, but I'm just saying, like, does anybody here really think North Korea is any kind of threat using 60s age diesel-powered loud clanking submarines and MiG-29 fighter jets that are still using analog switches and vacuum tubes? I mean, I'm sure half you people don't even know what a vacuum tube is, except unless you play a musical instrument. Or you're Michael, who's raising his hand over here, like, I know, nerd showing right here.
Yeah!
Let me unbutton one more button from my shirt and let you just expose the nerd inside. The node. The nerd.
The node.
The node.
Oh, I saw a nipple.
Oh boy. But yeah, do you guys actually, I mean, think about it, North Korea, do you think, are
Can
they
they
all,
really use diesel submarines still?
They
Yeah.
do. And
Are
they
you
make
serious?
them. Actually, Russia sold them one, and they've been what was it called?
Militarized?
Reverse engineering old Soviet era block submarines to make their entire 60 submarine fleet, diesel powered fleet.
While we
World
run
War II clanking,
nuclear.
silent,
Oh my god.
caterpillar driven,
Diesel
totally
really?
quiet, not a noise.
That's funny. We should do it just for the fun of it.
We should just do it for the fun of it.
Get it over with.
better.
That's what I've been saying. Now, given I'm not exactly a guy for war, but man, do I want to put North Korea in its place. Like, I feel like these guys have gotten away with being way too... God, Michael, enough already. Gosh. I'm gonna have to start throwing dollars at you or something.
I was rubbing
Super
my
sexy.
nipple for like
Oh.
5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm trying to ignore the
Yeah,
that was burned in my head. Alex, you've burned things in my head that I will never be able to remove. And I've traded some of those back, like movie 43.
That was awesome.
That was
movie
good.
is hilarious.
Is it cold in here? That guy's chin just... Oh, and the baby. Beazle. Ladies and gentlemen, if you still have Netflix, go in. And if you're in for a very interesting, awkward laugh, watch movie 43. It's the kind of movie you really need to sit on a couch with your friends while
Watch
the
it.
adults are not in the room.
Watch it with your grandparents. It'll be fun.
Watch it with your grandparents. Those will be very interesting to see.
There you go. I will do it.
If
Actually,
they get the jokes,
the majority
I will
of-
totally party with them.
Actually, I think my grandma would be cool with it.
I think your dad was cool.
My
with it. When he
grandparents
saw-
don't really like
He
this
saw
all,
movie
do
43?
Did he?
No.
No,
Bad
he-
Grandpa.
He saw Bad Grandpa.
I haven't
Try
seen
this
that
on
one.
for size.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, inside jokes. Michael, you'll get it.
Grandpa's
You'll
tummy's
get
upset.
it. Grandpa's tummy's upset. We gotta go.
Johnny Knoxville.
That guy.
You haven't seen Bad Grandpa?
No, I haven't.
And they have Bad Grandpa Point 0.5?
0.25.
2.5.
No.
1.5. But it just says 0.5 on it, so I don't know. It's like it's Bad Grandpa and Bad Grandpa.
They didn't want to say 2, so...
I think this is the prequel to Bad Grandpa. This is what happens before it all goes down. But either way, Seth Rogen is going to bring about the end of the world. North Korea is going to launch its tiny little piddly nuclear missiles at us, and then we're going to go and start a war. And then China's going to be like, well, we like North Korea because they're communist, and it's going to start World War III. And then Russia's going to jump in. It's going to be like World War I, you know? Like, do you guys know why World War I started?
I can't remember.
It was the Archduke
I'm done with
Archduke Franz Ferdinand
assassinated
the Austrian Duke by a Romanian anarchist. But because of all the ties, treaties, and associated words, and lots of nationalism in the coming industrial age, Austria's problem became Germany's problem, which became Prussia's problem, which became Italy's problem, which became the axis of powers. And then the Romanians became France's problem, which became England's problem, which became the United States' problem. Same thing is going to happen in Korea, okay? Right? North Korea's problem is going to become China's problem, which is going to become Russia's problem. It's going to become a whole plethora of Russian bloc countries' problem. And then on the other side, South Korea's problem is going to become Japan and America's and England and rest of NATO. And it's either... World War III is either going to start in North Korea, the Ukraine...
Or on Facebook.
Or Iraq. Well, Iraq is probably going to end up happening anyway. A second Iraq invasion. I mean, you guys have probably heard the recent news about ISIS, right?
Old manual.
The Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, I think that's called, right? Am I correct? ISIS? The Islamic State of...
Something like that.
Yeah, the Levant. Iraq and the Levant. Oh, that's on camera. So, you guys have heard about that. A lot of people have been telling me lately, including a couple of veterans, have actually spoken up and said that they believe that a second Iraq war is coming. Even though we're starting out with, quote-unquote, military advisors, 300 soldiers meant to...
For the
first
one?
Weapons of mass destruction that
And
did
oil.
not exist. And oil, yes. If
More
you'll notice,
greed!
if you'll notice, as soon as ISIS started taking over, our gas prices shot to $4.25 a gallon. Saudi Arabia is very scared, and actually Iran might become an ally in this case, because Iran is not very friendly with ISIS either. ISIS is an Islamic group that wants to create a new and very hardcore, solid Islamic state with Sharia law. And fortunately, Iran isn't, although they're radical, not quite that radical, and they're a completely different tribe. So you have 3 different types of Muslims there right now. You have the Kurds, which are actually pretty cool.
They make milk and cheese.
They... Oh, you dog, you. But no, let's see. You have the Kurds, who are in the farther north, a little bit more liberal. They want to make their own state, so they're taking a lot of the old equipment that the Iraq soldiers are abandoning and leaving, like the Humvees and body armor, putting it on and fighting ISIS to make their own Kurdistan country, right? Then you have the Shiites and the Sunnis.
The what?
Shiites. I know. Trust me. Every soldier laughed.
What was
when
the?
I said it.
I can't remember the name of the other one that was actually fighting off Al Qaeda.
Fighting off Al Qaeda?
Yeah, like actually.
ISIS is not very friendly.
ISIS?
ISIS is not very friendly with Al Qaeda. No, they're actually competing because they both want the same thing, but they're in competition with each other to get to it. Al Qaeda wants to have the Islamic State, but ISIS is actually doing. Actually, if you look up online, ISIS has recruitment videos on Twitter. They have their own Twitter feed, their own YouTube account, their own Facebook page. I mean, we're talking a terrorist state that is rapidly growing, killing and decapitating people's hands and heads. And they have a Facebook page. This is an Islamic movement that has a PR campaign behind it, and it's working.
Oh yeah, of course
it's actually working. Okay. Let me see the picture. What'd you take?
Oh, that's a magical picture.
Oh, nice! Right in the middle of a blink.
Let's go.
He always looks stoned in these. It's either it looks stoned.
He just got finished with a poop, you know.
It finally finished off, and he's like, "Yes!" Right before the
Okay, we're putting that on
celebration.
That's gonna be in the video, guys.
All of these are gonna be on there.
I know, but that's just glorious. My God.
Come on. You guys have both been there. I'm sure everyone has. When they get home, they have just that one good poop. Am I right, Nick?
What's that?
I right, I have. This might be on the disgusting side. Audience, if you're, of the faint stomach,
Be
get out of
careful
here.
what you say.
Yeah.
Plug your ears
Nick
for the next 3
was
minutes.
spending the night at my house one night,
Oh no.
and Max wasn't there. It was just Nick at the time.
Okay.
And Kenny and him were playing video games and all that.
Mhm.
And Nick says, "Alex, can I use your bathroom real quick?" I said, "Sure, Nick." He walks in there. He closes the second door. He doesn't close the first one. You had to see my room.
Well, yeah, there's 2 doors to his bathroom for some reason. I mean, it looks pretty cool because it's like an outhouse inside your house. So it's not really an outhouse then if it's in your house.
Anyway, so me and Kenny are sitting there playing video games, and Nick leaves, right, for a little bit. And we notice him taking a little bit, and Kenny walks up to there and goes, "Nick, are you okay, Nick?" He's like, "It hurts." and then he's like, "Go away, leave me alone." He's like making all these things.
He pooped out a baby,
Yeah,
basically.
I'm telling you guys, fiber.
It's an important part of the
I
diet.
felt like I
fiber.
gave birth. Like, honestly.
From Nick.
Remember when
Nick's
Max,
words.
Max said, "When I had Nick."
Yep. Oh,
All right, guys,
Okay,
we have
so,
one more segment before we go.
Oh,
yeah,
do we? I thought we had
new
all kinds of
music.
stuff. Yeah, so I guess we're not getting to Ukraine. We'll get to Ukraine later.
We
although that
tried,
is really
we got
messed up in the
distracted.
airplane.
That's okay.
With
we're gonna,
everything that
we're
we
gonna close
always
off
do.
with the music.
Yeah.
One of my favorite bands is A Day to Remember.
I get to see him live in September.
He's a faggot.
Oh,
A Day to Remember.
Suck it.
Their album,
he is a European cigarette.
Common courtesy.
yes, Common Courtesy.
Well, that one's been out for a while.
I know, but it's their latest.
Yeah.
Right? It's golden.
Have you watched the Common Courtesy season episodes?
No.
When they were it's hilarious.
Is it awesome?
Yeah, because they don't actually take it seriously. They just make a bunch of jokes, pretty much. so they make it as horrible as they possibly can,
Nice.
and it's hilarious.
Nice.
So,
It's as bad as.
who was going to talk about Beartooth? Is that you?
That was me.
Beartooth.
Yeah, who's
This
Beartooth? I've
is,
never heard of them. Actually, play a
band.
little bit. Play a little
Who
bit
is?
of their
Okay,
music.
I
Put it
will
on YouTube.
try that.
How about we put it?
Are they like?
Cody.
Are they like?
Beartooth is,
I wrestled a bear once. Are they like that?
No.
at all?
No, that's terrible.
That I liked the name. I was so interested, and then I saw it was a girl singer, and then I listened to the music,
So,
and it made me wonder about.
Okay.
my
let's
band.
give Cody
So
a
wait,
chance. And Cody, give us a song from Beartooth. We'll send you
Okay.
a link.
Yep, just plug in
one
here.
of their ones that they've been really shooting out. I don't know.
Mainstream
But yeah.
is.
So it's Beaten in Lips by Beartooth.
All right. So
Beaten in Lips.
here it is, guys.
Here it is, guys.
Beartooth is if we could do it.
All right.
Oh.
All right, so we're just gonna play it for you now. We're gonna give you a little like 30-second segment of the song.
Beaten in Lips by Beartooth.
All right. Enjoy, guys.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you liked that segment of Beartooth. That actually sounded pretty cool.
Yeah, Beartooth. Actually, it's Red Bull Records.
Oh yeah.
Red Bull Records. I didn't even know they had a record company.
Yeah, I did not know until this either. So yeah, and it's the former singer from Attack Attack. Before, yeah,
Okay.
Attack Attack is no more.
Good. That's a good thing.
Okay, some of their songs were
Next is
good.
Asking Alejandro.
Some of them were terrible. Good days and bad days.
They had a good day and a bad day.
Had a good day and a bad day. Good album and a bad album. The bad album just didn't quite cut it.
Nope.
All right. So another interesting artist that I'm sure everyone has remembered from their childhood that is coming back in waves with the
UHF.
album Mandatory Fun is Weird Al.
Oh.
Weird
Yankovic.
Al.
Yes.
Yeah, Weird Al Yankovic. All right. I'm pretty sure we all remember this
Yeah.
song, White
So
Nerdy.
this is a very short.
And the amazing.
Eat it.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Just eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his awesome movie UHF. Have you guys ever watched that movie
UHF? I actually haven't. No.
Oh my
UHF.
god! Fuck, we gotta watch it then.
Okay,
It's
anyway,
hilarious.
we'll come back
It's
to
Weird
that.
Al Yankovic.
So
making,
his song, you guys know the song Lord, right? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Lord's song Royal.
Royals. So
Yeah.
he did a cover called Foils, and it's a short little clip. Cody's gonna fill in the spot right here with the video, and we'll come back to you. All right, guys?
Yep, there you go.
Won't admit they faked a whole moon landing. Thought control race, psychotronic scanning. Don't mind that. I'm protected cause I made this hat from aluminum foil. Where it had this foil lined in case an alien's inclined to probe your butt or read your mind. Looks a bit peculiar. Seems a little.
Okay.
So that was pretty interesting there. Weird Al gets taken away for
Hats.
illuminating the Illuminati. Yeah, so
Yeah,
foil
there you
hats,
go.
guys. Make sure you have your aluminum foil handy.
Yeah.
Moving
Very
on
important.
from end of the world and nuclear explosions and Illuminati kind of stuff, let's talk about The Purge Anarchy, a new movie that's going to be coming out here really soon.
The
Or if it
sequel
hasn't, it's
to
actually
Purge.
out right now. Yep, it's the sequel to the famously acclaimed Purge movie that was wildly successful because
Is it
everybody
The
likes
Purge or Purge?
No, it is. It's called The Purge, and then the next one is called The Purge something Anarchy.
Yeah.
Semicolon. No, colon. Just the colon. Either way, Purge is basically a movie about a near future where the new founding fathers have created a law that one day every year, 24 hours, are completely law-free. Murder, stealing, anything. Stealing candy from a baby, driving fast, whatever you want to do is legal for 24 hours. It's a yearly thing. And the movie follows the story of a character who probably goes through and rescues a bunch of people, yada, yada, yada. Either way,
Or I
it's
think
total American violence.
I think the setup is like the dude's family died in one of the purges, and he's like,
yeah, the first movie.
I want
spoiler
reprimands.
alerts. Spoiler alerts. In the first movie, the kid's dad dies.
No.
And now it's the story of the kid.
No, or maybe
A few years later.
No. I think it's not tied to the first movie. I think it is like a separate
Totally separate
thing.
event. Okay.
Yeah, with the same almost premise. Not the exact same premise, but
Close.
different
You
premise.
got one guy who's going around pretending to be Batman for a day in a hockey suit.
Yep. There you go.
Either way, to finish this off for the night, I wanted to ask our host here at Millennium Talk Radio, including what I would do, but what would you do if you and the Purge were real?
There you go. And
Just in
comment
case you aren't
below.
real. And comment below your ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, what would you do if you had 24 hours, unrestricted, unlawed, unsupervised hours in America to do whatever you wanted?
I would get one really big truck and see how many buildings I could drive through.
Let's see how far this Bronco can go.
Yeah! America.
Not very on that tank of gas.
You get like through half the house, be like, shit, now I gotta fill it up. Get
Probably-
the can out, just sit there.
I think I'd go
Start up
and
again.
just drive as far as I can to a safe point on gas to the desert and wait it out with some guns.
Just wait it out in the middle.
Yeah.
Like
Just
I have
total
no like
xenophobe for a day.
yeah, I don't think I
wouldn't
wouldn't
wanna-
have that much anger towards anybody.
You wouldn't have like a block party, you know?
Well, maybe out there
Purge
with
party, we'll
people
just
that I-
stab each other.
That like I
There you
trust. You know,
Some
people.
butt
People you trust.
See, that's hard.
See,
'cause
but what happens if something bad happens and
Out
there's
there?
only one Snickers left and
I'll-
it's all
I'm
you
the
guys
good guy.
have
I'd
done?
give him the Snickers.
But then he eats it, but then he says, I'll eat it again.
Now I'm gonna starve.
I think I'll have it now. Ow! SpongeBob, where'd my candy bar go? Did you eat my candy bar? That would turn into a massacre.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You just
a
gotta make-
spongy
okay.
massacre.
So Michael's advice, have fun. Alex's advice,
I don't like
safe.
killing people.
hang out with smart people. And then my advice would be, beware of zombie apocalypse, because if I had one day to choose, like, unleash all out hell, I would, like, if I had a grudge against humanity, and I was this very talented scientist who looked at humanity and said, you know, humans shouldn't exist. Let's make a real zombie virus and actually put their nightmares to practice. That one day would be the day I would probably just dump a bunch of zombie virus all over people and see what happens.
There you go.
People wouldn't even notice.
Ooh,
They'd
have you
just
ever-
think it's the Purge.
Oh, man.
Suddenly everyone's becoming cannibals. I guess that's this year's thing. Be like
Yeah.
Hunger Games, but Purge. Zombie apocalypse, all in one. I'm telling you, this is going to be on ESPN 8 Ocho. Okay? This is going to
The Ocho.
The Ocho. Alright? Purge action. We're going to see ears get bitten off and bloody corpses everywhere. Zombies rising from the dead and a bunch of people with guns and
How
really
would you
cool
feel
makeup.
about your country if they let that happen though?
I would feel 50% sadness.
Yeah.
And the other 50% would be like, that's the 1 year I'm gonna
Oh, man.
I'm sorry.
Wait, speaking
Pardon
of
my French, but yeah.
Scientists bringing out, like, hell within viruses. Have you ever played the game of what was it? Blanking on the name.
Resident Evil.
No. It was like an iPod game to where it, you just spread a virus.
Doom.
Not Doom.
Oh, damn it! Alex was so confident.
Anybody? Anybody here?
iPod.
I know what you're talking about.
Zombie Doom game.
Plague Incorp.
Yep.
Okay.
Something.
Plague Incorp. What about it?
So essentially, you just make a virus and you try to just adapt the virus to your.
Oh,
you
I know what
infect
you're
the
talking
entire
about.
world.
So you create a virus.
It's like homework for the Purge.
Pretty much.
So I want a virus that's slow moving but fast acting when it does hit, and very incurable. Yeah, that's a pretty good combo. And airborne, possibly.
Yeah.
Totally works.
I'd put it in the water supply.
You know, that is our number one weakness in the United States, is our water supply. You know, we have that, 100-mile aqueduct coming from Tahoe to here.
Let's just dump things in there.
And I'm pretty sure someone's throwing a car battery or
It actually goes all the way up the state.
Yeah.
You mean down the state?
Down the state. Yeah.
It could go up.
Well, you know what? The
It go-
whole up-down thing of the Earth, that is a whole other argument for another time, and I'm not interested in going over it, but I understand where you're coming from, Michael.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, but honestly, if the Purge did happen, I would actually feel very, very bad about my country, because I know if one day we didn't... I mean, it would create a lot of economy, people would have to buy security, new companies and corporations.
But even remember in the Purge?
Lots of guns.
Even that didn't stop
work.
it. Remember the house?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
And then these big companies that actually code all the security systems, they could be like, well, you know what?
You're the 1% or the 99% that just happen to not make it. You know,
Screw
everyone else
rich. All systems off.
Don't worry, everybody. Go about your lives. You'll be perfectly fine by the end of this 24 hours, except for you. Just you.
You honked at me in the gas station.
Just my luck.
Yeah.
I hit traffic, run out of gas, have to get towed home, and I die on the Purge. What luck?
What could go worse?
But I'm just saying,
Okay,
if it did
so
actually happen, it would be...
We
it'd
have
be
reached our time limit for the majority of this. So
yeah, this is
we are
episode
wrapping
2.
it up.
We've given you quite a bit of content. I hope
There
you,
you
ladies
go.
and gentlemen, will come and visit us for next week's episode 3. I promise. Alex promises.
Yes.
And
Come
so
on,
does
say
Michael.
it. Say it. Say I promise.
I promise
Wrong.
that
There you
we will
go.
record episode 3, and it'll be up on our page next week. Be given if Cody can edit. But I have faith in Cody's abilities.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Millennium Talk Radio, signing off once again for another amazing evening. We will see you next time.
Yep,
Stay
okay.
classy.
Farewell.